Thank you for tuning in to Hard News TV4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is December 19th, 2020, and this is a packed full top 10 today. Packed full. So, article number 1 is from yesterday from WND. Cyber attack. Russia now has the playbook to take down the U.S. energy grid. Now, you know that old saying, was did Humpty Dumpty really fall, or was Humpty Dumpty pushed? Could the United States do something to our own power grid and blame it on a foreign country just to put it all in the dark? So I'm suspecting something is about to happen for them to say Russia now has the playbook to put us all in the dark. I see the internet going down, our cell phones going down, our ability to communicate with each other going down, and that will mean that the military will be rolling on the street. The massive cyber attack on major government agencies and the Defense Department contractors could be a prelude to an attempt to take down the entire U.S. electric grid, warned a former senior State Department cybersecurity expert. Morgan Wright told Fox Business host Lou Dobbs on Thursday it had, quote, the hallmarks of Russian malware attack on the Ukraine in December 2015 that took out power to 700,000 homes. Russia now has the playbook if they want to take down the U.S. energy grid, he said. The Department of Homeland Security, calling the attack a grave threat, said that hackers uploaded malware into updates for SolarWinds software. It impacted 18,000 companies, including the Defense Department contractors and U.S. nuclear agencies, the Treasury Department, and the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. Something is about to happen. Now, we talked about this in my top 10 yesterday, but I'm going to revisit this to go into my article number 2. Now, this is from yesterday. Acting Defense Secretary suspends meeting with Joe Biden's transition team. Do y'all remember me talking about that? Acting Defense Secretary Chris Miller pulled the plug on briefings with the Biden transmission team, according to Axios and the Washington Post. And so they said it created a lot of tension, a lot of chaos. All of a sudden, the Pentagon is not consulting or informing the Biden team what's going on around the world that would be of national security. Well, now let's go into article number 2. It's a couple of different articles. So I told y'all something's brewing. Trump's former national security advisor says that the president should impose martial law to force new elections in battleground states. And I did in my top 10 yesterday, a bunch of high-ranking officials are saying that Trump should invoke the Insurrection Act and declare martial law. Now here's Michael Flynn saying he should do it. Now look at the next few articles on this. I guess I'll call this 2A from yesterday. House Republicans call for election fraud hearings. Republican Representative Mo Brooks, who already has pledged to contest the certification of the Electoral College votes on January 6th, has been joined by 18 Congress members in a request for hearings on election fraud before the joint session. Now let's go to the next one. This is from the Gateway Pundit from today. President Donald Trump calls for protest in D.C. on January 6th. Says there will be, he says, be there, will be wild. I don't know what this is going to mean. In a 1 o'clock and 42 a.m. tweet on Saturday, President Donald Trump promoted a big protest in D.C. against the election fraud that appears to have taken place in November. President Trump included a link to Washington Examiner story by Peter Navarro's 36-page report alleging election fraud that was more significant to swing the victory. A great report by Peter, statistically impossible to have lost the 2020 election. Big protest in D.C. on January 6th. Be there, will be wild. I guess I'll call this 2C from the Gateway Pundit today. President Trump releases a video. Fight for Trump, save America, save the world. I don't know, that kind of scared me a little bit. Save America, save the world. Like a global leader? President Trump releases a video entitled Fight for Trump in the middle of the night. Last night, President Trump sent out a tweet at 1:42 a.m. where he promoted a big protest in D.C. against election fraud that appeared to have taken place. Then with it, he released this video. President Trump followed up the tweet with a video labeled Fight for Trump. I don't know what's about to happen, but calls for the Insurrection Act, calls for martial law, calls for protest, calls for a lot of different things going on. At the same time saying that Russia has the playbook to take down our electric grid. I don't know what's about to happen, but I think anything at this point could happen. Let's go to article number 3. Article number 3 is from The Hill from today. The FDA is investigating allergic reactions to the Pfizer vaccine reported in multiple states. The FDA is investigating allergic reactions to the Pfizer coronavirus vaccine that was reported in multiple states after it began being administered this week. I'm going to call this 3A. This is Fox 32 out of Chicago 17 hours ago. Vaccinations at Chicago area hospital to resume after 4 workers experience adverse reactions. Then we talked about the nurse that passed out after getting the vaccination yesterday. Let's go to Article 3B. This is from today out of Reuters. Fairbanks clinician is 3rd Alaskan with adverse reaction to the virus vax. Anchorage, Alaska, Fairbanks clinician suffered anaphylactic symptoms after being given the Pfizer coronavirus virus, a hospital said on Friday, becoming the 3rd Alaskan healthcare worker to suffer an adverse reaction to the new drugs. So, but here's where it's about to get concerned. Even though, this is article number 4, even though we're having all these healthcare people have adverse reactions to it, federal agency says employers can require you to get vaccinated if you want to keep your job. Regardless of the fact we're seeing the adverse reactions, look at this. A key federal agency said this week that employees can legally require employees to get the virus vax and prevent them from entering their workplaces if they refuse. The EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, in guidance issued Wednesday, said that requiring a test would not violate the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. The law bars employers from requiring medical exams such as blood tests that seek information on an employee's physical or mental condition, but the EEOC said the virus vax does not fall under that category. If the vaccine is administered to an employee by an employer for the protection against the virus, the employer is not seeking information about the individual's impairment or current health status, and therefore it is not a medical exemption. There are many reasons that may explain why the employee has not been vaxxed, which may or may not be disability related. Even though we're seeing how dangerous it is, they're saying if you want to keep your job, the EEOC says an employer will not be restricted from requiring you to get it. Then, if you lose your job because you don't get your vax, I bet they're not going to give you unemployment. So look at the next article I'll call 4A. Brazil Supreme Court rules that the virus vax can be mandatory. So I've been reporting on this week that the Brazilian president said he's not taking the vax. And now the Brazilian Supreme Court says that the virus vax could be made mandatory, just like the EEOC can mandate it through your employer. The Supreme Court in Brazil has issued a ruling that could see state and local governments mandate the virus vax with the authority to issue fines and or restrictions to those who refuse it. What about my body, my choice, huh? Reuters reports that Brazilians could be required, but not forced, by civil authorities to be vaccinated. The report says the Supreme Court Justice Ricardo Lewandowski wrote in the majority ruling that individuals refusing to take the vax could face sanctions, such as the inability to partake in certain activities or to frequent certain locations, and probably to keep a job or to go to school. It's going to get harder and harder. While the vaccine has not yet been approved in the country, polls indicate that around 1/5 of Brazilians do not want to even take it. Among the skeptics, Brazilian president, who has repeatedly warned of side effects from the vaccine, declared that he himself is opposed to them. It's the Bible talks about you won't be able to buy or sell, participate without the mark of the beast. And it says that the Antichrist causes all to receive a mark in the forehead or in the right hand, where they cannot buy or sell except he who has the mark. He causes all to receive. So some kind of legislation is going to be passed by the Antichrist that will cause all to have to take a mark. And we're not taking it in Jesus' name. Let's go to article number 5. Are we moving into Sharia law? This is article number 5. Panama orders men and women to shop on different days to curb the virus. Okay? Panama will next week reimpose nationwide curbs on movement by requiring men and women to carry out festive shopping on different days, the health minister said on Friday. So I guess it'll only hop from man to woman or woman to man, so that's why they got to segregate them. Really? The restrictions are similar to that the Central American nation imposed in worst hit parts of the country in June. As of Monday, 21, with the aim of reducing mobility, purchases will be made by gender. Okay, so it could get real interesting, couldn't it? Maybe today, if gender is fluid, today I identify as a man. No, Mr. Policeman, you're not arresting me today. Today's Monday. I am a man today. Hallelujah. That's what they say. I'm going shopping. I got my work boots on. You see, got my steel toe boots on. So then Tuesday comes, oh, I'm a terrific woman today. Oh, didn't you just see me yesterday? Yes, sweetheart, I'm a woman today. Then Wednesday come, oh, I'm a cis. I'm this or I'm that. And Thursday come, I'm non-binary. No, you can't arrest me. Do you see how crazy this is about to get? First, they're trying to pigeonhole people, male or female. I bet the LGBTQXYZ, LMNOP or whatever, going to have a field day on this. This is just getting mind-blowing, okay? But the Bible says in the last days that men will be doing what seems right in their own eyes. Jeez. Let's go to article number 6. Now, this is out of Rome, Georgia. This was pretty interesting. I hadn't seen it nowhere else nationally. CDC, which is about an hour away from here, launches local level health tracking tool. Floyd County ranks high on sleeplessness and obesity. So now the CDC is categorizing people's health by wherever they live. Local level tracking tool. About a third of Floyd County adults are dealing with high blood pressure. high cholesterol, or obesity, and close to 40% have reported trouble getting enough sleep. The information comes from a new community health tool launched by the CDC that provides neighborhood level data on the prevalence of chronic diseases and other health risks. So you might not want help with your high blood pressure. You might not want to take medication, but they've got your information and they might make you. Let's look at this. CDC Director Robert Redfield called it a game changer, noting that many Americans have conditions such as respiratory diseases, heart diseases, diabetes, and obesity that put them at increased risk for the virus. Did y'all hear yesterday that the coroner in Colorado is going crazy because they're listed suicides and murder suicides as COVID deaths? So they're just wanting to classify anything as a COVID death so that they can take away more and more of your rights. So it says it's a game changer that many Americans have these conditions, respiratory diseases, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, that have increased risk of the virus. So now they know where you live, what your conditions are, your health conditions are. They could come knock on your door. Miss So-and-so, we have in our records that you have high blood pressure or you have diabetes and you are at risk to be a carrier or being exposed to the virus. So we are going to mandatory vaccinate you because you are at an at-risk group. I don't like tracking this tracking tool. Do you hear me? The information can help local and state health departments and community organizations decide where to best target resources to address these health challenges. I'm going to leave y'all the links to come read all this. Let's go to article number 7. Now, this article is from December 17th. I touched on it a little bit yesterday in my top 10, but another article after this blew my mind on it, okay? Amazon introduces fitness bracelets that record everything people say. Have y'all seen the commercials, the Amazon Halo? Pretty scary stuff, okay? It says that it analyzes your voice. The commercial does. Amazon has released a health tracking bracelet which collects all kinds of invasive personal information that similar trackers like the Apple Watch and Fitbit do not collect. Do y'all remember that show that used to be on TV? Golly, what was the name of it? It was a teenager show. Oh, it was Sam and Cat. And you remember her brother who was like the inventor or whatever? He was always wearing his watch and the alarm would go off. Oh, it's time to exercise, you know. And this was, I don't know, 10 years ago at least. And he would like start, they would show him having to exercise, and he was like a slave to his watch to tell him what to do. The Jeff Bezos-owned Washington Post reviewed the Halo band in an article published Thursday. Now, isn't that funny? Jeff Bezos' own newspaper, he owns Amazon, that made this fitness tracker, and he owns the Washington Post. So he reviewed his own product. Reviewed the Halo band in an article published Thursday. As of now, the Halo costs $65, though it will eventually cost $100 along with a $4 monthly fee once Amazon decides to sell more. So Amazon is going to make monthly fees off of us. They're already holding our biometric data. Now, wait till y'all get into this. I'm going to leave the articles. It's what's most off-putting is the invasiveness of the information that it collects about you. The Halo band asks you to strip down and strap on a microphone so that it can make 3D scans of your body fat and monitor your tone of voice, the Washington Post review says. It will tell you if you have not exercised or slept enough. It will describe your tone of voice, and all of those pictures of your body and all of those voice recordings will get analyzed by the tracker's machine learning technology. And we just read about the CDC developing a tracker tool. Okay, who's gonna have access to all this? Click for the whole story. But I want to go to the next story that's supporting this. You remember the Divergent movies? That the government knew that that girl wasn't going to submit, that she was a divergent, she wasn't easily controlled. Amazon's Halo device will tell if you're condescending, too opinionated, or fat. As small business disappear into the black hole of the pandemic restrictions, major international corporations devour what is left of the market. Those institutions, which Carol Quigley referred to as the future's corporate overlords, are rolling out new technologies just in time for that great reset. Just when you think technology could not get more invasive. Halo, Amazon says there's nothing angelic about Amazon's new wearable technology. Halo, Amazon's new AI health bracelet, they're going to make all of us get this, offers body composition analysis, tone of voice analysis to see if you're being an obedient little sheep, sleep and activity tracking. You remember the CDC said people in Floyd County weren't getting enough sleep? Presumably, this new technology is another convenient application to bring awareness to users of such things as too much body fat, or if their tone of voice is a bit abrasive or condescending. This is dog training shit. Hold your ears, okay? This is beat you on the frickin' nose with a newspaper like you're a damn dog to teach you to be obedient. It's going to listen to everything you say, tell you if you're too fat. Oh, the government's going to body shame you, okay? Then tell you get up out of the bed, it's time to do your push-ups and your sit-ups. And then if you bitch and complain about it, they're going to say, you're too abrasive with your speech. We hear you. Ding, ding, ding. Terry, pick up your phone. We hear you. You're too abrasive and condescending. We're a civil society. Now do what you're told, little slave. Don't bitch and complain about it, little slave. We send you $300 universal income every month. So for your $300, we own you. Get up out of bed and do your sit-ups. While some individuals may benefit from both of these nudges, a recent review of Halo by the Washington Post, unabashed purveyor of the loss of liberties, who owns the device, forcibly admits that Halo is the most invasive tech we have ever tested. Wow, this great reset's really turning the world upside down. Let's go to number 8. So, article number 8, I'm sure y'all have all heard, but the new agency of the military that Trump created, Space Force, got their official name, Guardians. Like we all need guardians of our health, guardians of our money, guardians of where we go and what we do. Now we need guardians in outer space. Well, my Bible says that we have this great cloud of witnesses that's watching over us. Okay, I don't need the damn guardians of the galaxy to be watching over me. It's just the overlords, and they're just using words and terminology to remind you that you're subservient to the powers that be. Let's go to article number 9. So they said just on time for arrival of the Great Reset, there was the Fitbit and the Halo and all that. The Halo and the Guardians. I mean, the vernacular's getting comical, actually. This is from today from Zero Hedge. Gold versus Bitcoin and the death of money. 2021 is likely to be a year of awakening. This is when the world will start to realize that the $280 trillion global debt has no value and will never be paid back. But even worse than that, of the 280 trillion, a staggering 200 trillion has been created in the last 20 years. Let's say it took 2,000 years to go from zero to 80,000 trillion in 2000. It doesn't really matter where we start counting, since most of the 80 trillion debt was created after Nixon closed the gold window in 1971. So this whole article is talking about it's not sustainable. Our current economic system is not sustainable and it's going to burst. Okay? Now watch. Problem, reaction, solution. Council for Inclusive Capitalism with the Vatican. So the Vatican is just supposed to be the head of a religion, a worldwide religion, and now he's wanting to get into the financial part. We see the beast system rising. We know that the New World Order is going to be a one world religion, a one world economy, and a one world power structure. And we're seeing all three of them coming together right before our eyes. And what did Trump tweet out? Save America, save the world. And now the Vatican is talking about saving the world's economic system. Let's get back to it. The Council for Inclusive Capitalism is a movement of the world's business and public sector leaders who are working to build a more inclusive, sustainable, and trusted economic system that addresses the needs of our people and the planet. A new, trusted economic system. Y'all don't think the Great Reset was planned. Now look at the next supporting article on this. This article is from RT from 8 days ago. What in God's name? Pope Francis plans to, quote, fix global capitalism with the help of the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and MasterCard. The Pope plans to fix the economy. The Pope, who's supposed to just be the head of a religion. We are seeing the emergence of a one world economy, a one world religion, and a one world power structure. The Vatican has said it will partner with Fortune 500 companies. The Vatican, a religion, has said it will partner with Fortune 500 companies to address various economic grievances, including inequality and environmental degradation, but is it really incumbent upon the Bishop of Rome to virtue signal? Unreal. I'm look at this. Let's go down. Now we just read that Space Force gets their official name, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and look at this. Known as the Guardians for Inclusive Capitalism, I kid you not, these 27 devout and morally outstanding individuals all hail from the golden 1%. Known as the Guardians for Inclusive Capitalism, like they're going to do what's best for us. And Force is going to be the Guardians doing what's best for us. The Guardians have said they plan to hire and promote more women, increase diversity lines, and commit to clean energy. Y'all don't think this is all scripted? That they're all coming up with the same vernacular? Now let's go to the last article, article number 10. Here comes more theater, more lockdowns, more control until they get us all in place where they want us. Okay, I think that they don't have everything quite ready yet, but I think that they're going to get us all in place where they want us. Now let's go to the last article, article number 11. That's why they're holding us back longer and longer until they get the last puzzle piece in place to put the traps on us. New COVID-19 variant that is 70% more transmissible threatens the UK. Here comes more fear, more lockdowns, more propaganda, more control. London suddenly put on lockdown and Christmas is canceled. London and some surrounding areas will enter into Tier 4 from Sunday morning. The tougher restrictions are in response to a fast-spreading variant of the virus 19. It says the new variant is believed to be up to 70% more transmissible. Christmas is canceled for those in Tier 4. Elsewhere in England, the proposed 5 days relaxation of rules have been dropped. Wales will be bringing the similar restrictions from tonight. They can just make up stuff as they go now. Who's going to resist? It's going to get more and more overlords. The tougher restrictions announced at short notice are in response to the sudden emergence of a fast-spreading variant of COVID-19. The new variant of the virus is currently believed to be up to 70 times more transmissible. It's something. It's real fast, isn't it? Y'all, just question everything, okay? When powers that be, that doctors are questioning it and are losing their jobs, and nurses are questioning it and losing their jobs, and the coroner in Colorado comes out questioning it because of the way that they're documenting the number of cases, suicides, murder, motorcycle deaths, everything's being called the virus death. See, here it was from yesterday. Colorado coroner calling out how states classify the cases. Grand County coroner raises concerns on the way that they're counting this. So he's not real happy about it. Okay, a doctor suspended for not wearing the mask. Okay, does that seem like a free country? When you're a doctor and you know about medicine and you know how it's spread and you're suspended for not wanting to participate in the law? New York Post, CNN, Oregon nurse suspended for spreading coronavirus conspiracy theories. So these people that go to medical school and get medical training, they're questioning things and they're losing their jobs over it. And then Twitter just announced they're going to scrub anything that spreads this. 2 days ago, Twitter will remove tweets that spread lies or go against the official government narrative, like Communist China. You know, they don't have freedom of the press. They can only believe what the state government and state newspapers tell them. So it's going to get to the point where we don't even know what's going on anymore because we're not going to be allowed to talk about it. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. And let me know what you think about Save America, Save the World. And about the Guardians and the Pope wanting to now get involved in our new economic system. Y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.